Hello, Julie here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am taking part in Teri's Crafty Christmas 2025 collaboration, and I want to explain to you a bit about what's happening, and this video is part of that collaboration. So the collaboration runs from the 1st of December to the 30th of December, and there are over 40 collaborators and over 55 videos in the collaboration. There's 3 challenges, there's 4 challenges. So the first challenge is on the 1st of December, and that's a Monday. Then they're on the Sundays thereafter, which is the 7th, the 14th and the 21st of December. All of the full details about the challenges will be in the Sweet Pea Papers Junk Journal Facebook page, the Junk Journal Tutorials and More, and Junk Journal Tutorials and Papercrafts Facebook groups. So that's the 3 Facebook groups that Teri has. There will be lots of freebies given away with each challenge, so I don't know how many freebies there are, quite a few I believe. So they will be available in the 3 Facebook groups that I just mentioned, and also in the Linktree link that I will put in the description box. Everything that I'm telling you now will be in the Linktree link, so if you don't understand it or it's too much to absorb all at once, check out the Linktree link and everything's there for you. So the freebies will only be available in those places and nowhere else. Now there's also going to be, so the challenges will be on those days, and the freebies will be on those days as well. So that's that. Now there's giveaways. There's 3 prizes to be won on the YouTube giveaway. Now that will be drawn on the 31st of December. To enter into that, you have to comment on any of the hashtag Teri's Crafty Christmas 25 videos on the Sweet Pea Papers YouTube channel only. And that will be between the 1st and the 30th of December. So the actual drawing will be on the 31st, so any entries posted on the 31st won't be in the drawing. And you must use the hashtag, which is of course Teri's Crafty Christmas 25, to go to have your comment entered in the draw. There's also a giveaway on the Facebook pages. So there's over 25 pages prizes for that. The entries close at 3 p.m. Pacific time on the 30th of December for the Facebook prizes. To enter, you have to post your Christmas projects in the Sweet Pea Papers Junk Journals, Junk Journal Tutorials and More, and Junk Journal Tutorials and Papercraft Facebook pages. So the same 3 Facebook pages that you can get your challenges from. And you must use the hashtag in your post. So post a picture, so it's for a picture, a post in those 3 groups using a picture showing something that you've made as part of this collaboration. So you have to use the hashtag, and you can use any papers. You don't have to use the papers that the collaborators are using. Any Christmas papers is fine, and you can post in all 3 groups. So each post in each group is 1 entry. So if you post in one of the groups, you get 1 entry. If you post in all 3 groups, you get 3 entries. So that's how that works. Also, there is a calendar. So the calendar, you can take a screenshot of that if you wish, or you can go to the Linktree and the calendar will be in there, and there'll also be links to all of the collaborators that are in this Teri's Crafty Christmas 25 collaboration. There'll be links to all of their channels. I'm not sure whether there's going to be a link to all of the videos or not, but I think there might be. But anyway, the links to all the channels will be there for you to go and check their channels out. If you've got the calendar and you've got the link to their channels, well then you'll be able to, you know, go and see what they've got. Now, if you couldn't understand what I'm talking about, Teri has a video on the 1st of December, so that's in Sweet Pea Papers YouTube channel on the 1st of December, a full description in a video. So yeah, I'll put a link to that in the description box, so check that out. Okay, today I'm going to make one of these. Now, this idea came from Cara Renee over at Be Reborn Art and Healing, and I'll put a link to her video in the description box. I have changed this one a little bit, but not much. The basic construction is the same as hers. So this comes down, opens out like that. So you've got plenty of writing space in here. Then this comes back up and we've got a journaling card in here. And then that comes back up and that clicks together. That's magnetised, so that will not come back, come open. And then we've put a couple of tags in there. I haven't decorated the front panel here, but you could if you wanted to. And you could also make this another side pocket. I mean, you might put the side pocket from the other side or something like that. That might be nice. And on the back I've put a pocket, and I've put an envelope in the pocket from the kit. Writing space there if you wanted to. And then I've just embellished the pocket a little. I'll show you as we go along why I've done those things the way I have done. Now I'm going to make another one using this paper here. These papers are from my, what's it called, Christmas time digital kit. And this one I think was actually a freebie page that I did for Junk Journal Fix for some with Sunflowers and Doors. Now, I have double-sided this. When Cara Renee done it, oh, I've got a bit of a... she used this side as her main side. So hers folded up like that. And but I've done mine differently because I wanted to see the full pattern on the front. So let's get started. So first of all, I'm going to cut all my pieces first, that way it will be better. So I'm cutting this 5 1/4 inches wide by the full length of this page, and this is a full A4 page that I've printed borderless. Okay, so that's our piece that's going to be like this. Now we also need a piece that is 5 1/8 by 2 3/8. 5 1/8. Just make sure I've got it long enough. 5 1/8. By 2 3/8. That's 1 2 3/8. And another piece that is 5 1/8. So is that 5 1/8? Yes. By 2 7/8. Perfect. So 5 1/8. You can make this any size you like, and if you do a different size, well then you just adjust these papers to suit. So what did I say? 2 7/8. So for that. We do need one more piece, and this is for the pocket on the back. Do I want to do the pocket on the back? I might leave that. I might change that and make it a belly band or something like that, but we'll see how we go. Right, so now your long piece, we're going to score that. So which do I want to be the top and which do I want to be the bottom? I think I like that way. So let's put it so that our bottom is to the left, right? So the bottom is to the left, and we're going to score this at 2.5 and 5.5. Now we're going to fold that up. So we've got our first fold there on the 2.5 inch score line. Finish that. Then we're going to fold it up again on the 3 inch or the 5.5 inch. So this piece here is 3 inches. Okay, so we've got that and that. Now this smaller piece, the piece that's 2 3/8 inches wide, is going to be on here. Now I have cut mine so that I've just got a little border like that around my pattern paper. You can take yours right out to the edge if you want to, up to you. If you do want to do that, well then you'll need to adjust your measurements. Now this is going to be a pocket, so I'm going to put a thumb notch in that. Now try and get this sort of central, and I don't want it that deep. Could be something like it. Just pop that out, and that is the pocket that will go on there. Before I do anything, attach anything, I'm going to stitch around this, and even if you're not stitching, don't attach this pocket yet, because that's where we're going to put our magnets. So now this one I'm going to put on here, and I'm going to make this a pocket also, and I'm going to put a divot in this side, a thumb notch should I say, and I'm going to just try and centre that as best I can and punch that out. So that will go on there, and that will go on there, and then that will open out like that, and we can write on there or put a photo on there or whatever we like. Okay, now what do I want to do on the back? I have to do something because I'm going to stick my magnets on here. So I've got to either put a belly band across there, or I've got to put a pocket in on there like I did on this one. I think I'll do a pocket, because if I put a belly band, you know, whatever I put in there might fall through, but if I put a pocket it won't. So let's put a pocket on there. It's not, oh, I can go that way. We could do a shallow pocket. Got that I could use on there. I will I'll have to decide whether I want to use this or whether I want to use that, go that way. It's got a fair gap there though, haven't it? A bit more than the normal, than the ones on the other side. So let me find another piece of paper and I'll be back. Okay, I've got this piece of paper. I'll use this for the back pocket. Now the back pocket, I need to cut 5 1/8 by the height that you want your pocket. And this one, I made that 3 inches high, so I might go with that same measurement again. So I'm going to cut this at 3 inches. and then I'm going to cut it at 5 1/8. Right, now that's going to go on there like so, and I'm going to put a thumb notch in that one. Okay, so now I'm going to take all of my pieces to my sewing machine, and I'm going to stitch around the outside of all of them. So all around here, here and here. And once I've done that, we'll continue. Okay, so I've stitched around all of these pieces and I've also inked around them. So now I'm going to add my magnets. Now I've got some magnets here. They're fairly sturdy, and we're going to now work out where to put them. So I'm going to mark, where's my pencil? I'm going to mark on the back here. This is where mine differs from Cara Renee's. So I'm marking that there, and I'm marking this here. So just where that top is. And I'm going to just draw a line along there, just lightly. Actually, I drew a line along that other one and I forgot to rub it out. So now I'm going to put my 2 magnets on here to start with. So let's do that. Now the last one I put the magnets right at the top, and that made it a bit tricky with my pocket. It only just covered it. So I'm going to drop them down a little bit this time. I don't think it's going to hurt anything to do that. So a dab of glue, and drop my magnet on that, and same on this side. About level. I'm aiming for about level, so no guarantees that I will get that though. Right, now I'm going to add some tape to that because I want to make sure that they stay in place. And I don't want to catch them on things when I'm putting things in the pocket. So I'm going to just burnish that down so that it's nicely smoothed out, and that won't catch anything when you put things in the pocket. Okay, let's get that down like that. Okay, so that's that. Now we want to fold this up, and I'm going to put 2 magnets on here. If you just put the magnets on there, they'll find their place. So they aren't going to go on there like that. So to get them in the right spot, I'm just going to put a dab of glue on there, and a dab of glue on there, and then fold this up. And when I open that out, there'll be 2 dots of glue there. So pick that up, make sure you keep the same side for your glue, and put that down there on top of where that dot is, and do the same for this side. So making sure we keep our glue side up, because of course we all know that one side the glues will attract and one side they will repel. And we're going to do the same with this. You can use, I'm using normal sticky tape, but you can use masking tape or gaffer tape, any tape. I have got masking tape, but I Didn't want to get up and get it. It's easy to get this tape. And it will do the same trick. Okay, so now let's test it. Perfect. Perfection. Now we're going to stick our pocket onto that one. So let's add our glue to the 3 sides, putting the glue over the stitching. That way it sort of works twofold, keeps the stitching in place and also keeps the pocket in place. You don't really get a lot of wriggle room with the glitter glue, do you? So you need to try and make sure you get it as close as you possibly can the first time down. There's a little trick there. If you are going to use masking tape or something like that, you need to be careful that you can't see it with your thumb notch. Okay, now we're going to attach this piece, this piece, to this one, and we're going to put a tag in there. So we're going to put our glue around the 3 sides of this, and once again I am putting it over my stitching. Now you could put this pocket either way, you know, you could put it so that you got your opening on that edge or this edge, whichever way you like, but I think that having them opening in opposing directions will be nice. Okay, now we've got our pocket to go on the back, so I'm going to pop that on there. First of all, I'm going to rub out that pencil line. Now I'm going to attach this pocket. So you can see it's a pretty easy little project, not hard at all. You can, as I said earlier, you can change the sizing of this to suit yourself, depending on the size of the journal you're working on. I usually make all of my journals like an A4 sheet folded in half, so each page is an A5 page. Now let's put this down here. I'm looking for about the same border all the way around, and then pop that down. Okay. Right, if you wanted to, you could stencil or stamp or something on the back of that, or you could even put some more pattern paper, you know, cover it with pattern paper if you wanted to, but I'm happy to leave it like that. Now we need some tags to go in this. So let's start with this one. Now the way I did that with my last one is I stuck my ruler in there until it wouldn't go any further, and that is what, 4 3/8. Yep, by the width of this ruler, which is 1 3/4. So let's cut the tag that size. 4 3/8, wasn't it? 4 3/8 by 1 3/4. This is backed onto some manila folder. So 1 3/4 by 4 3/8. That's that one. Now, let me get my little tag corner cutter, which which I'm sure you've all seen before. It's just a loyalty card, and I've cut the four corners on different angles and sizes, so that I've got a variety of sizes for my tags. There we go. And I'm also going to round the corner. I'm going to do the medium size rounding for this one. And we will want a tag, a whale's tail tag for that. So let's go for what? Perhaps this patterned in. Oh, it's not deep enough. Okay, so I will ink around this. I will stitch around my tags, so I will cut all my tags out, then I'll go and stitch around them before we go any further. Okay, so that's for that one. I'll put the tab on after I've actually, it's going to be a bit tricky, isn't it? I might not do that on there. I might just do like something like this. Yep. So let's, how long do we want it, do we think? Maybe half an inch poking over and say a half an inch. Well, I'll start with 2 inches and see what we think from there, eh? I don't know how wide that is, let's have a look. It's about just under 3/4 of an inch wide. So let's fold it in halves. That doesn't look like an inch. It is. It is. So now we can pop that on there like that. I think we will. Okay, so I'll ink around this instead. Okay, so that's that one. Now, to go in the front section, what do we want here? So I think maybe 5 inches. 5 inches by 5 inches by about 3 3/4. Have I got enough there? Near enough. 5 inches by 3 3/4. Once again, we'll cut the corners for this one. I think we might go for this size or this size. I think we'll go for this size. It's all right to guess anyway, isn't it? That, and round the corners on that one. Okay, got a little bit of background showing there. Okay. So we've got a tab that can go on that one, so that's all we need for that one. Now we want a smaller one than that, but I need to go and I'll use this card. This is just 120 GSM paper, so it's not really sturdy. I have been using this cardstock, for example, that this is printed on is 220 GSM, so it's, you know, it's got a good weight to it, but this one hasn't. So I'm going to grab a file folder and we'll attach this to a file folder. Okay, I've done that. I didn't think you needed to watch me glue that down. Now I'm going to make this one a bit smaller than this first one, so let's make it, say, 4 inches by 3 inches. Let's cut a piece 3 inches. By, let's make it that big. There it is. Four and a quarter it is. Okay, so we're going to do the same trick. We're going to cut our corners and round our, or cut our tab and round our corners. Let's do this one. Then I'm going to take them to my sewing machine and stitch around them. I will stitch around them and ink around them before I come back to you, save you having to watch the inking process as well. And we will then continue to decorate a bit. Oh, I did punch another whale tail tab to go on this one as well, so that is already done. Which one am I looking at here? There we go. All right. Okay, stitched around those and I have inked around them. Now I'm going to add the tabs. There we go. Now let's have a look what needs to embellish. I'm not going to embellish that. I think that's fine like it is. Oh, I haven't got a tag to go in here. No embellishing on there either. This would be fine for writing. Something on here. We do want something on here. Now I've got fussy cuts here from the kit. So let's have a look what we've got. We've got a cake. I wonder if that tag would fit in there. Where's my ruler? Just tease that out a little bit. It's just that little bit. I don't know whether it's that It's getting caught on something. No, just a little bit too wide, and I've already stitched around it, so I won't trim it down. I'll make another one for that. Now, what have I got here? That's too large. Could do that. Oh, we've got a cake. I like that one on there actually. And we could have a word there. So on this one, wherever it is, I did a similar thing. I've got an embellishment. Oh, what do you say that? What do you call that? A saying. And some cheesecloth. So I'm going to do the same thing on here, except it's going to be just one word on this one. I might move that over that way. No, I think it needs to be on this side because of the rows. That pops under there. Now let's have a look. I've got some cheesecloth here somewhere. There we go. Just fray that out a bit. Now I'm going to be I'm making 2 journals, right? And each journal's got 2 signatures in it. So I'm going to make 4 of these altogether. 1 for each signature. And I'm going to add them, just clip them onto the page. You could make a pocket and put them inside of the pocket. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to use a paper clip or a bulldog clip or something like that. Actually, I think I'll make some hidden paper clips, and I'll put it in the journal using one of those. I haven't made hidden paper clips for a while, and I'd really like making them. There's so many variations you can do with them. Right, first things first, let's stick our bit of cheesecloth down. There we go. Now we'll stick, where we're going to put this, move that over that way a bit. And just push that down into that glue. And then, so I can put that there. I'll stick the word in first, so let's put that, some glue. Yeah, so I love the fact that we use magnets to close this. I love using magnets because they are, you know, so secure. There is one fault they do have is if you put too many layers of paper between them, well then they don't really catch all that well, but depending on the magnets you use, I mean I only got these magnets from Temu or AliExpress or something like that, so they're not expensive magnets, but I do find that they are very sturdy. Now let's just wipe that down with a tissue. Make sure we got all the glue out of the way. Did we make a tag for that? We didn't. Oh, I'm going nuts. We could put that one in there perhaps, but it's not really enough, so we'll see. Okay, so I need a few more tags, don't I? 2 more. I won't make you watch me create those. I will do them exactly the same as I've done those. In point of actual fact, I'll probably use that exact same, this paper here that I've just backed onto some file folder. I'll make one to go in there and one to go in here. These, now first of all we'll put this one in here. Put those in there like that. That's a nice firm fit. Very good. That folds up like that, and then, oh, we need something on these, don't we? They're looking a bit plain. So let's have a look what we can put on those. Should have that, but don't really want a red candle on a red background. Could use that. We could put some baubles on there. Too big. Put 2 baubles like that. We'll put some parcels on there. I think I'll do that. And that on there, and I want a saying for that one. Actually, I won't have a saying, I'll have a large word. I've got some other words. These, they're a bit bigger, so I might use some of these. Let's use charming on the hot chocolate. And what charming? I don't know, but I do actually. Scrumptious. We've got scrumptious there, so that's a bit more fitting, isn't it? Oops. Me and a pair of scissors is a dangerous combination. Scrumptious. There we go. Right, do we want, I don't think I'm going to put cheesecloth on that. Let's stick these down. Okay, that's that one, so that can pop in there. I think the inking also gives your embellishments a more 3D look. Now, what word should we put on here? Joyful, magical. Joyful. Isn't it funny how the first one you come across is usually the one that you end up choosing, but you have to go through all the others just to make sure. Glue stuck to my fingernail. Okay, and then we'll put that on top of that one like that. Just scoot that over a little bit to one side. So there we go. Now I will make a tag to go in here, and I'll make one to go in there, and you'll be able to see those in the photos at the end. So if you want to see what I end up doing with that, just hang on until the end and you'll see the photos. Alright, well that's it for today. Now, don't forget, this is part of Teri's Crafty Christmas 2025. No, sorry, Teri's Crafty Christmas 25 is the hashtag. So, yeah, put that hashtag in your search button, your search engine, and you'll see all of the other creators. They're going to be on all month, so yeah, check that out. But I will put a link in the description box with all the information about the whole collaboration. So yeah, well thank you for joining me, and don't forget to pop over and see all the other collaborators, and they all put a lot of work into doing these collaborations and bringing you lots of ideas. And if you're over here from another channel that that's putting up a video during the collaboration and you haven't been here before, if you like what you see, well then I would really love it if you would like and subscribe and do all those nice things. Leave me a comment and let me know where you came from. That would be excellent. And yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you can join me when I post my next video. Okay, bye.